all, my name is Abdul Rahman and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another machine learning project video. In this video, we are going to do the project of hand or finger detection using Python and OpenCV. So guys, finally in this video, we are going to use three libraries in Python. So the first one is OpenCV, the second is time, and the third one is NumPy. So up to this point, we have done a lot of machine learning projects like the car detection, car number plate detection, face detection, body detection, speech recognition, and all of these kinds of projects we have done. But in these videos, we have used a library known as OpenCV, so which is very much important. So in this video also, I'm going to use that, but I'm not going to use a file known as hair cascade. So in the video of face detection, body detection, and in the car detection, we have used the hair cascade XML files. But in this video, I'm not going to use any kind of these files. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, if I open the VS Code here, I have already created a folder known as finger detection. Let's get okay. Now you may be thinking that what are these two files like post deploy.proto.txt files and cafe model files. Okay, so these two files are pretty much important because, so first of all, let's talk about what is cafe model file. A cafe model file is a machine learning model created by the cafe. It contains an image classification or image segmentation model that has been trained using the cafe. So cafe model files are created from the proto.txt files. Now let's talk about what are proto.txt files. Proto.txt files are model definition files that are required when you train a CNN model. So guys, let's go ahead and get started. So we have talked about all of this stuff. Now let's create a file known as finger.py. Okay, and in this one I'm going to import the OpenCV, NumPy, and time. Before importing, it should be installed on our computer. So for installing, let's open the terminal here, and then you have to type something like pip install OpenCV-Python. Okay, and it's going to install. But if you are using the Jupyter Notebook or Jupyter Lab, then you have to use exclamation mark and then type pip install OpenCV-Python. Okay, and run it. Here I am getting the error because I have used here the exclamation mark. But if you use the same thing in the Jupyter Lab or Jupyter Notebook, it's going to work. Okay. Now let's install the NumPy. Pip install NumPy, and it's going to install. Same thing for the NumPy. If you are downloading the NumPy or pandas, then you should do the same thing. Exclamation mark pip install NumPy on the VS Code in the Jupyter Lab. Sorry. Now we have installed this. Now let's import the CV2, and below this let's import the time. Okay. Now you may be thinking that why I have not installed time on my computer, because when you install Python on our computer, then it's going to come with the Python. Okay. Now let's import the NumPy as NP. Okay. Now we have given the as NP because wherever we have to use the NumPy, then we have to type something like NumPy, NUMPY, then that's why I have given the NP, which is wherever I have to use, I can give something like NP. Now guys, what's going to happen is we are going to have a video. We are going to choose a video while typing or while using our hand. For example, this is my hand. So it's going to detect my hand. Now it's not detecting because I have not written the code. But while detecting the hand, it's going to show me. So here I have my bone. Here, from here my bone is going to start, and here. So there are some bones. Now it's going to look like a skeleton from the outside. So in between I am going to get a line. Okay. And then I am going to get here something like dot, here dot, and it's going to detect something like that. So now for doing that, I am going to call it as the points. Like here is my starting point and here my ending point for my bone. Okay. Now I can hold my hand, but here my bones are turning away. So I have 3 or 4 bones. Now we have 3 bones. Now each of them are different. Now it's going to start from here and here, start here and here, like this. So in between there is going to get a line type of bones that we are going to get on skeleton. Now for that we have to use the points. Now let's give the number of points, and here it's going to look something like this, and here we have to use the brackets. Okay, now square brackets we have to use. So for the square brackets, here we have to give a numbers. Now for giving the numbers, I'm going to create a new square bracket where I will be giving 0, 1, and then I'm going to give 1, 2 again in the brackets. We need a lot of brackets here. 1, 2, beside this 2, 3, 3, 4, 0, 5, something like that. We have to give all of them. Now let's type in here also like 2, 3. 2, 3. So here I have to type all of the numbers, but I'm going to pause the video, not going to waste the time on the video by typing all of these numbers. Now guys, as you can see here on the screen, here I have written all of the numbers like 0, 1 I have to give, right? So 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3 till the end, very end. Now if you not see all of these numbers, then I am going to make this some more small, some more minimize it. Now you may be able to see all of these numbers. Okay. Now let's make it some more big, or here itself. Now let's go down, and here I am going to give you something like counter paste. Okay. Now here the mistake that I have done here is, here I have to give it the number of points. Okay. Now here the mistake that I have done is, here I should create a variable known as number of points, and it should be the 2 or 22, something like that, 22. And here I have created this variable as this one. So it should be something like the counter paste. Now here we have the 22, right? So this is going to be 22, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so 20 we have all these numbers. Okay, now let's come down here and then let's create the threshold. Now it's going to be equal to 0.2. So I'm going to talk about why I have given the 0.2, but let's keep it like this. Now let's create a variable known as video, and it's going to be equal to, we have to choose a video, right? For example, I'm not going to do this live, like when it's going to not detect the hands, my, like for example, here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a variable, and then I'm going to give something like video capture, do all of the stuff, but I'm not going to use my own hands, like I'm not going to do this on the live. So I'm going to choose a video from the pixel or pixabay, and then I'm going to paste it. Now the pattern that I'm going to write here the code is, I'm going to choose the video, and then for some time it's going to detect all of them, and then it's going to create a new video where it will be showing that what it has detected. Okay, now we have the video, and it's going to be equal to cv2.video capture, and in the brackets here we have to give the name of the video. So I don't have any videos right now. If I go on the code machine learning projects finger detection, here I don't have any videos. I have a prototext file, the cafe model file, and the finger file. Let's go here and then let's choose a file. So let's use something like pixel videos, and then from here I'm going to use some of the, like I'm going to search for the videos. Man hand on laptop, something like this. I have already searched this one. Now let's come down here. We have all of these videos. Let's choose this one. Let's open this. Now it's going to play right now. So while this man is typing all of them, then here in the place here, in this place, the counters are going to come on his hand. It's going to come out with skeleton. Okay, now let's choose for the person who is showing his hand properly. So we have this hand, this person. Okay, I'm going to open it in new link. Not for this one, not for this one. Let's go back here. Now I'm going to use this one also. Let's see, he's typing. So this video is about the 17 seconds. So 17 seconds are very much. Now let's open this new link in tab, and I wanted to download that. But I wanted to download a person who is shaking hand with someone. Man, shake hand. Okay, so here we are getting some of these videos, but they are paid. But I am going to use that two videos itself. Okay, Now let's use this also, or let's use this also. Now I'm going to close it and download just 3 videos. Now guys, you may be thinking that why I am choosing these 2 3 videos. This is because if it is working on just one video and if it's not working, we have not written the code properly. So now we have to check this one for the 2 videos. Let's download this free download here. It's taking some time for downloading. Let's go in the code, machine learning projects finger detection, and let's give it as video. Okay, video, and I'm going to close this, and from here I'm also going to download this one, and I'm going to call it as video1 and video1 and save it. It's taking some more time for downloading also. Now let's come back to this page, but this page is okay, so I have opened this profile, no problem. Now let's choose these 2 videos itself. Go back to here. Okay, now I'm going to download it, re-download it. It's also downloading, and let's give it as video3. Okay, so it is also downloaded on my computer, these 3 videos. So this video links will be given in the description below, so that you can go there and copy that, so you can go there and use the videos. Now we have the video capture video.mp4. Okay, now at the end of it, below this vid comma frame, I'm going to use frame, and it's going to be equal to the video.read. Okay, so the video.read I'm doing is, the first thing that I have done here is I'm giving the video, I'm creating a variable known as video, and then in that one I'm saying that capture a video known as video.mp4, and then I'm saying that video.read, read this video. Okay, calling that variable. Now below this here I have to give the frame heights and their frame widths. So for that I'm going to go down and give the frame height, and it's going to be equal to the frame dot shape, something like that. Now here in the brackets I'm going to use again the frame width, WEDTH. Okay, and it's going to be equal to frame dot shape I have to give, and then it's going to be 1 also, and this is going to be 0. Okay, now this is going to work, but here we have to create an aspect ratio, right? So for that I'm going to give aspect ratio, and it's going to be equal to, we are going to divide this, we are going to divide this. Okay, now let's give the frame width, copy this, divided by the frame height. Okay, now we are dividing these 2 things, but below this I am going to create a new variable known as height. Let's see, and the height is going to be equal to the 368. So now I am going to talk about all of these numbers, like I am given here like this, but this is going to be 368 itself. Now we have the width, and it's going to be equal to width, and then it's going to be equal to the integer. We are going to give integer, and then you have to create the 3 brackets, 1 2 3. Now in the 3rd bracket you have to use here the aspect ratio. So for that let's use this aspect ratio, and we have to multiply it again. So we are going to use the height. Now we are going to divide this again. So for the dividing we have to multiply first by the 8, and then we have to divide it again. Divided. Now you may be thinking that why I have given these 2 symbols for dividing. So this is not for dividing, this is the use of another thing. I'm going to talk about it after some time. Now we have the height and the width, their height. So for the height we can create it very much easily like 368, but for the width frame of the width, it's going to give like integer, and then we are going to multiply the aspect ratio into their height, and then we are going to multiply this with the 8 divided by the 8 again. Now let's come down here, and then let's type the video writer, and then it's going to be equal to, now what you have to do is, we have read the video and done all the stuff. Now we have to do the main thing, and that is the detection of the fingers and detection of the hand. Now guys, for doing that, for writing this video, for detecting those, you have to give something like cv2 dot video writer we have to give. So there are 2 things. The first one is video capture, and the second is video writer. So what it's going to do is, it's going to detect all of the stuff, and then it's going to write the video, okay, whatever it has detected. And first of all, it's going to capture the video, and then it's going to create that same video with the detection. Okay, now let's use that one. So for doing that, I'm going to give the output. Let's do that here. Now I'm going to get the output skeleton. Okay, let's get the output dot py, output dot mp4. So guys, the thing that I have done is I have tested this already in code, but here the main thing that you have to do is it's not going to work with the mp4 video. So the thing that I like here is I like to use the mkv, output.mkv. So mkv is a video file. Now coming back to here, we have the cv2 dot video writer. Okay, cv2 dot video writer dot f4cc. Now I'm going to talk about that why I have given here like this, but let's again go ahead, and that is m comma jpg, m comma j comma pg, p comma g. Okay, now here it should be in the quotation marks also. Now coming back to here, what you have to do is we have to give the number, and that is the 15. Now let's go here, the 15 number, and with that we have to use the frame of the video. So the frame is going to be frame, and then I'm going to give the shape, frame dot shape, and that is the 1. Okay, but if you see here, we have used like f width, and we have used the frame shape 1, and that is we have done it because we have to use the 1, and again we have used the frame shape dot 0. Frame shape dot shape is going to be the 0. Okay, now it's going to work something like this. We have closed the brackets right now. Now coming back here, we have to choose some files. So the reason that I said you is we have used the cafe model and proto-text file. We have created this. We have not created this. I have downloaded it from somewhere else. So the link will be given in the description below so that you can go there and download this file. Now we need to use these two files. So for doing that, I'm going to create a variable known as files, and it's going to be equal to cv2.dnn, and it's going to be dnn.read. Okay, so for that, dnn.readnet from cafe. Okay, now let's go in the brackets. I'm going to give something like this, and I'm going to copy their file names. Now let's rename it. Control A, copy it, and then I'm going to paste it in the cafe, and this is going to be proto text file, comma, I'm going to give like hand pose. I'm going to copy this one also, rename it, copy this one, and I'm going to comma paste it here itself. Now we have the cafe model, and below this we have the files, and the k is going to be equal to 0, and below this I'm going to use here the while loop. So for the while loop, I'm going to give while 1, and if it is k plus or equal to 1, okay, if it is the case, then it's going to be equal to the time. Okay, now we have the video. Again we are using the, if you see here, we have the video frame and then equal to video read. We are reading that again. So we have to give the frame, and it's going to be equal to numpy dot copy the frame, numpy dot copy frame and frame. Now guys, you may be thinking that why I have given here something like this. This is because here we have created this again, and the reason for creating the second time is we have to numpy dot copy the frame again. Okay, and so for doing that, I'm going to come again down, and we have the frame copy, or let's do the frame copy, and it's going to be variable. Remember, numpy dot copy again, and it's going to be frame. Now the mistake that I have done here is I have repeated this, so I should not have given here like this. Okay, now here I'm going to use the same thing, and that is video dot read. Okay, now the reason that I have created is we can't use this frame again, so for that, that's why I have going to create frame dot copy this one here. But remember, here we are using the while case. This is the while case. Okay, so in the while case we have to give if not the vid, and then it's going to be cv2 dot wait key, and that is going to be 0. Okay, so we have used this a lot of time, and then it's going to break. Okay, now below this here we are going to use is known as blob. So for doing that, I'm going to create a variable known as blob. Okay, and it's going to be equal to cv2 dot blob dnn dot blob image from the image. Okay, now in the brackets I am going to give, and here we are getting error and the base cv2. Okay, now it's going to come, and in the brackets I am going to give the frame, call this frame, and then beside this I am going to give 1.0 slash 255. We are going to give 255, comma, in the brackets the width we are going to use, and then height we are going to use. Okay, now here we have to do something like 0 0 0, and this is comma, this is also comma, and in the brackets I am going to use this one also. Now here we have to use the swap, and the swap RB we are going to give, and it's going to be equal to false. Okay, and now I am going to give the prop, and it's going to be false. Now you may be thinking that why I am writing all of this kind of stuff. Like here we have created a variable known as blob, and it's going to be cv2.dnn, and we have the frame, we are calling it again, and we are multiplying the 1.0 into 255, and then we are calling the width again. Okay, and we are calling the height that, and we are giving here the color, and that is 0 0 0. Swap RB we are giving, and then we are giving the crop, and then it's going to be the false. Okay, now it's going to work something like this. But here the main thing that you have to do is you have to complete here the code. So for completing that code, you have to use the files. Okay, so let's come down, and I'm going to give the files dot set up the input. Set input. I'm going to use input. Okay, now it's going to be like this, but in this case I'm going to use the blob. Now it's going to be the output again, and it's going to be equal to files dot forward. Files dot forward. Okay, now I'm going to close the brackets, and I'm going to print like forward. Okay, so for doing that, forward format time I have to do. So for doing that, in the brackets I'm going to give the format for forward, and then it's going to be equal to these brackets, what we say, these flower brackets, and then for the flower brackets I'm going to, and so the main thing that I'm doing here is forward, and it's going to copy the frame, like at which frame what is the time, at which frame what's the second that we are doing here. So forward dot format, you have to do format, and then it's going to be the time. Okay, dot time, and it's going to be in the brackets I'm going to do dash t. Okay, now below this we have to end here the code here, but here we have to type in the points, and yes, points, but this is not going to be the n number of points. This is going to be the empty. So if I will use that the append later on, but I'm just going to create this empty. Now guys, here I'm going to paste here a block of code, because the code that we are writing here is around the more than 75 lines of code, or around less than 70 lines of code maybe. Okay, now here is very pretty much big, so here I'm going to paste a block of code, because we should not be, I'm not going to waste the time on the video, and then I'm going to explain that what I have written. So let's paste it. Now here we have the for I in range and number of points. I'm calling that we have used like around 22, and then below this one I'm calling the map. I'm mapping this out. I'm calling this output here, and then I have created a variable known as should resize it. Okay, we have the width and the frame width, frame height. We have called this, and then we have called a variable known as min value. We have the min log print point, and it's going to equal to cv2 dot minimum maximum map that we have given, and with that we have used a what we say if statement, and that is going to be if prop, and we have the threshold. So now we are using here the threshold, and if you remember here we have used the threshold, right? And then here we are calling it as if the prob is greater than threshold, then it's going to be cv2 dot circle, and we are copying this frame that we have copied that sometime before. We have created a variable, right, somewhere around here, frame copy. Okay, and then we are calling this, we are saying that int the point is going to be 0, so this is the point that we are calling here, and then here we have the point 1, point 0, point 1, and here we are giving the colors, right? Now we are doing all of this stuff. Now let's coming down to here. I'm going to write some more code, and then I'm going to finish it off. So let's type in print, and then I'm going to give the time taken for the frame. So we are detecting here the hands and the fingers, but with that we are checking the time for the frame, like for each frame how much time it took. So it's going to be equal to the brackets that I'm using here, and then I'm going to format this, and the format is the time that I have used some time before, and dot time, and it's going to be the brackets again, and it's going to be the minus t. Now you'll be thinking that why I have given here the minus t, and that is here I have used the minus t also, right? If I search for the t, just t, or let's do minus t. Okay, so we have here, and another one I have. So here I have given it t equals to time dot time that I have given. So I'm going to minus it again. Now we have this one. Below this, I'm going to show the image, and that is cv2 dot I am show cv2 dot image show, and then in the brackets I'm going to give the outside skeleton. Okay, and that is going to be the outside skeleton, skeleton. So I'm going to give something like cv2 dot I am show the brackets outside skeleton and comma frame. I'm going to call it. Okay, at the end of it, I'm going to create a variable known as key, and it's going to be the key, and it's going to be equal to cv2 dot wait key, cv2 dot wait key, and in the brackets I'm going to give the 0, or let's give here the 1, because sometimes you have used the same thing but you have given the 0. Now if the key is the double equals to the 27, then it should be break. Okay, now the main thing that we have to do here is we have to print the statement, right? Like we have to do something like t minus t again, because here from the time okay, so this is because here I have done the format time, so here we are formatting the time, so we have to check that for each frame how much time it's taking, right? So for doing, I'm going to write here something like, let's come down to this page. Okay, now here for that I'm going to time the print, and then in the brackets, in the quotation marks, total, and it's going to be equal to this one also. Now here we are going to give the dot format time again. So the formatting the time, I'm going to use the same method here. So I'm going to copy this to the very end. Okay, let's paste it here. Now it's going to work something like this, but here I'm getting some error for the break. So let's take a look what is the error. Now guys, the error that you are getting here, if I keep the cursor on this one, break can't be used within a loop. So here we are doing a we are doing a while loop, but the mistake that I have done is from here to the very bottom of this page, I have to tab it over, and then the error has just gone. So this was the main mistake that I have done. So this is just a small mistake, but it's very important. So it's the intent mistake. Now coming back to here, now I am going to tab this also, because here it should be the below the if statement. It should not come in the, okay, it should become in the while loop. Now we have to give something like video dot writer that we have to give, and it's going to be writer, and it's going to be the equal to a dot writer. Yeah, writer. Now for the writer, I have to give the frame. So the frame I'm going to use here this one. So here we have written the writer. Now let's give something like video writer, and it's going to release the video. Okay, now I'm going to keep the code as it is. Now let's run the program. So now it's showing me on a big screen. It's pretty much big, but before this, I have tested this code. The main problem here that I am getting here is I am not able to record the video properly. So my video is stuck right now, right? That you are seeing here. But here this video is also coming very much big. But if the video is around 10 seconds or 9 seconds, then it's going to take a lot of time for taking out this video. Okay, so I am going to pause the video for some time, and then I am going to show the actual video from the VLC media player. Now guys, here the one thing I forgot to tell you is that it's working here right now. But the one thing is, I didn't show you this one, like how much per second per frame, how much time it's taking. Time taken for the frame that we have written, and here we are getting total time. We are getting forward time taken for time, and then we are getting like this. Okay. Now the main thing that we can do is, here we are total, right? So total we are getting, and below the total we should get all of these. Like for example, we are getting this one, right? Now below this I'm going to print a new thing, and in the brackets we should get a line. Okay. Now it should be around something like this, or it should be like this. Okay. Now here I'm going to put this in the quotation mark. Now it have taken a lot of time for running this video. Now let's delete this kernel and let's check it out in the file. So we have the code, machine learning projects, finger detection. Now we have the video we have used. Now we are getting the output here. So it's 20.2 MB. Let's check it out what it is in this video. So it didn't detecting this. Okay. It's taking some time, but here let's check out for the other video. Now let's check on the video 1, and here I am going to give for the video 1.mp4 and run it, and then in the here the terminal I am going to get the underscores here. If you see here, we have a print, and we are getting all of this kind of stuff. Now as you can see here, I am getting this one, and guys, this is because I wanted to give you like, for this thing I want to be divider. I wanted to get a divider, and so I'm going to open the window here. It's coming right now, but if you see my video, it's pretty much lagging because we are using we are doing this one, right? So it's pretty much lagging, but here it should not be about this one. It should be somewhere here like this. Now it's going to take some time for this one also, but I'm going to delete here the terminal and check it out that is this video created or not. By press space, it didn't create. Now so guys, the main thing that I have done, the main mistake that I have done here is, so sometime before you did see this block of code, right? So I think I have deleted it, or I didn't intend it in the between, but here this is the main part that I have not written. That's why it was not detecting those kind of stuff. Now that was not the video problem. So here if you see in the output, I have run that code again. So I have rerun that code, and then in the video I am getting something like this. As you can see here, it's able to detect this one, right? It's able to detect the fingers. So this is pretty much small file. Now I'm going to close it and rerun it. But while rerun it, if you see, we are going to get these lines, right? These dashes. So guys, the reason that I have given here something like this is because for each time, like forward time, we are getting, but I'm confusing, everything is mixing here. That's why I have done here something like this. Now it's going to work here something like this. So this was the main reason. But here, till here right now, we got around 70 lines of code that we have right now. Now if you want, we have you can minimize it, but the main thing here from the time I forgot is that block of code. So it's going to detect the skeleton, and everything is working fine. Now let's close out the window, this one. Now let's go here in the code, machine learning projects and finger detection, and rerun this output. So as you can see here, it's detecting these fingers. If you want to check out this with other videos, let's check it out with the, what is that? Video 3. Okay, now let's go for the video 3. This video 3.mp4. Now you may be thinking that we have given like output file. So it should convert it into the output. So what it's going to do it, in place of that file that we have created before, it's going to replace that later on. Okay, so that's why we are, so for that file also we are going to get the output. Okay, now let's close that, this one also. So my video is pretty much lagging if you see here. Now here we are getting the forward, we are getting the time taken for the frame, and then we are getting the how much total time it's showing me. Okay, now let's wait for some time. Now let's delete it out and let's check that in the file itself, code, machine learning projects, finger detection. Now for the output here, it's going to able to detect. So if you see, for one finger it's detecting, but not for everything, but for the one finger it's detecting, as you can see here in the yellow and the red points are showing there. Okay, so anyhow guys, that's all for this video. I hope you liked this video, enjoyed watching this video, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. and I will see you in another tutorial. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Bye.